Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Michael Tureen, and I am the class coordinator and instructor of police for the 293rd Basic Training class. At this time, I ask that you join me in welcoming today's graduates, the 293rd Basic Training class. Members of the 293rd Basic Training class and ladies and gentlemen, please rise or remain standing and direct your attention to the Macpherson Police Department color guard for the presentation of the colors and the national anthem. 293rd, right face. Color guard, please post the colors.
Present. Oh!
293rd, center face. You may be seated. The Wall of Honor was designed as a reminder for those KLETC graduates who have died in the line of duty. The Wall of Honor preserves their memories and gives family, friends, and law enforcement officers the opportunity to remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to the citizens of Kansas. At this time, we will observe a moment of silence in honor of those 29 KLETC graduates no longer with us. Thank you. 200 members of the 293rd. I had the privilege to spend a lot of time with you in the first week. And before you leave, I want to take you back to that first week and remind you of some things before you leave. While they're simple to say, you have probably found they are difficult to carry out every day. First, take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves physically by eating right and continuing to work out. This may take some planning ahead so that the gas station roller items don't become the best options. Take care of yourselves mentally by never stop learning. Many of you have shared desires already to attend further trainings to expand your abilities and your skills. Keep that desire and always find new ways to improve yourself. Learn something new every day. Take care of yourself emotionally. Each of you have continued to build emotional resiliency, preparing for your new career ahead. Always remember the family and friends that are your foundation for emotional health throughout your career. This job does not come without pain or heartache. You may experience the pain of trauma from the things you have seen and done. Understand one thing. It is okay to talk about those things. You don't need to keep it inside. There are people to talk to, people who have been there, and people who understand. Please, if you feel like you need to talk, find someone to talk to. I have told all of you that I will be that person, and I'm gladly be there for you. All you have to do is call. Your mental and emotional health are just as important as your physical health. Lastly, always remember your why. I have been thankful to learn each of your stories and what drove you to choose this profession. Whether it's a lifelong dream or a life-changing event that brought this opportunity into your view, each of you has an amazing story that represents why you want to be law enforcement officers. Never forget why you put on your vest each day. Never forget why you treat people with respect. And never forget why you chose to be guardians of the profession. In closing, I want to wish each and every one of you a successful, happy, safe, and healthy career. You have chosen to answer the call to join the noble career of law enforcement. Congratulations, and thank you for allowing me to be a small part of your journey. On behalf of the KLETC administration and everyone here at KLETC, congratulations on completing basic training. It is my pleasure to introduce today's commencement speaker, Atchison County Sheriff Jack Laurie. Sheriff Laurie graduated from Pittsburgh State University in May of 2001. He began his career in law enforcement in August of 2001 with the Atchison Police Department, and was a graduating member of KLETC's 167th Basic Training Class. While at the Atchison Police Department, Sheriff Laurie has been a police officer, a K-9 officer, and an SRT member. In 2012, Sheriff Laurie was elected Sheriff of Atchison County and has served the citizens of Atchison County in that role since. Sheriff Laurie has completed the Leela Command School and through KU Public Management Center and was a member of the 109th class of the National Sheriff's Institute in 2016. Sheriff Laurie is involved with his community through various events, including coaching basketball and football at different grade levels, and the annual Shop with the Sheriff through the Community Christmas Drive. Ladies and gentlemen, Sheriff Jack Laurie.
I think he copied my speech. I'll try not to repeat too much of that, I guess. First, I'd like to thank KLETC for inviting me to speak to the graduation ceremony of the 293rd class. And also, thank you to the staff, and I'd like to give them a round of applause for all the staff at KLETC. I was looking online the other day after I was asked to do this, and I realized there's only 3 staff members that are left from when I was when I attended in 2001. So 2 of them are right there, and Alvin Sowers the other. So I don't know if that makes me feel old or them. When I first received the call to be the guest speaker, it was a bit of a surprise. At first, I couldn't believe that Director Beck agreed to it, when there was 19 other agencies to choose from, which is probably his exact words when he was told I accepted the role. However, I am honored, and I greatly appreciate the opportunity to speak today. But I'll be honest with you, public speaking is not my forte. I'm not very good at it. In addition to that, I'm not very good at preparing speeches, which you'll soon find out, or if you may have already found that out. Saying that, I was trying to come up with some words of wisdom these past 10 days, and that was not easy. I remembered one of my deputies had shared a document with me a few years ago, things I wish I knew as a rookie. Many of you may be familiar with that already, but I hadn't even opened it. So I read it the other day when I was looking to plagiarize some material. But unfortunately, about the second page down, it showed who the author was. It was a captain from the Hutchinson Police Department. Probably would have been pretty obvious. So, but I did read through it, and it was a great read, and there were a few things that I did pull out of it, and other things that kind of go in line with some of my ideas. But 3 of those things that were included in that document: the first couple of years of your career is how you will be viewed for the rest of your career. A wise man learns from others' mistakes. A smart man learns from his mistakes. A monkey learns through repetition. When locking up your gun prior to going into the jail, put your car keys in with your gun. You now can't leave without getting your gun. I know a few people should do that at home. But after reading the rest of the document, I decided to make a list of my own thoughts, ideas, and advice that I could possibly share, maybe some learning experiences and things not to do. So it's just a list of bullet points, because otherwise I'd ramble on. But not everyone needs a ticket, and not everyone needs to go to jail. If possible, jail should always be the last resort. Your pay is the same no matter the call for service. Do not expect a glory check to come in the mail when you solve a crime. And don't be offended that a detective or a supervisor takes all the credit for your work. Never say it sure is quiet tonight. Especially to your FTO or about 2 hours before shift change. If you ask your FTO or your chief or your sheriff, why do we do it this way? And the answer is along the lines of, because that's the way we've always done it. My suggestion to that is, pull out your taser, give them a little drive stun, and then ask them again. Hopefully they can give you a better answer. But if you get fired and CPOST doesn't decertify you, call me. We're hiring. I'm kidding, of course. Don't do that, but definitely try to find out the why. Always go to your boss with the solution, not the problem. Strive to know the laws and rules that you will be enforcing and understand your department policies. Be confident, not cocky. Be truthful and accountable. We all make mistakes. Own up to them. Don't lie about them. Don't shift blame. Don't cover it up, and you'll realize that your boss will appreciate that. I was trying to think back of some of the many mistakes I made as a rookie, and one in particular stuck in my mind and always will. But long story short, it was 4th of July, about 7 months out of the academy. I arrested my first DUI, and those are always very fun, especially your first one. But after all the process was done, back at the station, all the paperwork was done, completed. Somebody came to pick them up, and I went out in the hallway to let them in. And when I came back, walked this person out and released him and came back in, and I started gathering my things, and then I realized I couldn't find any of my paperwork. Tickets, DC-27, implied consent, pretty much everything was gone. So first thing, office jokes, the other guys are hiding them because there were other people in there. But about 7 o'clock in the morning, when we got off that morning, I still didn't have those documents. It's pretty embarrassing. I could have probably opened up an interference case or a theft case on that person, but it was already humiliating enough. So, but about 10 years later, I ran into this lady at the store, and she said, "I always wanted to ask you a question. Did you ever find that paperwork you lost?" We both laughed, and she said, "Well, at least both of us learned a lesson that night, huh?" I told her, yeah, but she did take a diversion on that, so at least she didn't get dismissed. So I got lucky on that. But I had to own up to that mistake, and that was very difficult to wait around in the morning to tell your chief 7 months, as a rookie. So don't act like a know-it-all. As an instructor told us at the academy 20 years ago, I'm going to use your class number, 293rd. This is the 293rd basic class, not the 293rd expert class. Your sheriff, chief, supervisor, FTO, they may act like they know it all, but I promise you they don't. If you share a patrol car with others, be certain that they are not using the shotgun barrel to discard their candy wrappers. True story. Do not stuff your snacks and fast food bags under the seat. Do not use your weapon light on your handgun as a flashlight. Oh, yeah, sign right there, ma'am. Not a good idea. Do not leave your patrol rifle on the trunk of your vehicle and drive down the street. True story. Do not rewire your patrol car lights because you didn't like the way they were done. When using a body camera, remember it is recording things that you can see and hear. All things you can see and hear, so can it. Such as a toilet, your cell phone screen, your password as you enter it in your phone, or your family photo on that screen that a suspect is going to see in the discovery. Make sure you turn your camera off before you comment about the driver who just told you that he pays your salary. Do not refer to corrections officers as just corrections officers. If you have not worked in a jail, I encourage you to ask your boss that you can job shadow a corrections officer for at least a day, if not a week. You'll have a lot more respect for that position. Know when you can or can't jail somebody on a misdemeanor. Never go through the motions when patting down a suspect. Do a thorough search. Know what deliberate indifference is. Study it. A jail is not a hospital. Do not use your personal cell phones to take case photos, ever. If that's your standard practice at your department, go buy a camera. Your phone will get subpoenaed to court. Unless it's approved by your boss or part of your regular duties, do not use your personal social media accounts while on duty. Start liking and disliking or commenting or posting or tweeting or twerk or whatever that stuff is. But the public perception is terrible. If somebody knows that you're on duty and you're Facebooking or whatever the entire time and there's crimes being committed, it doesn't look good. The last thing your boss wants to hear is from a citizen, well, if your deputy wasn't so busy making TikToks in the patrol car, he probably caught the burglar at my house. In closing, I would ask you to remember three things, which summarizes most of what I've said. Always use common sense. I'm going to repeat that. Always use common sense. Never fail to communicate. And always do what's right, even when nobody's watching. Congratulations to all of you. Good luck and stay safe. Thank you.
Sheriff Laurie, on behalf of KLETC staff and administration and the class of 293, we want to present you with this plaque for taking, and thank you for taking time to share your thoughts with the graduates.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It is important to recognize student officers who have excelled in various professional skill sets during their basic training. Fitness is a key component to an officer's life. It helps them manage their daily stress they will face and aids them in maintaining a healthier lifestyle, which will enable them to better mitigate the dangers they may encounter. All members of the 293rd Basic Training class were active and engaged in a fitness routine during their time here at KLETC. Some of them have gone the extra mile. The 200-mile club was created to recognize those student officers that completed 30 push-ups in a minute, 30 sit-ups in a minute, and ran a mile and a half in 18 minutes or less. In addition, they had to log 200 miles or more outside of their regular activities by running, walking, cycling, or a combination of those activities. The 293rd Basic Training class had 4 officers who completed these goals. Will the following students please stand? Jeremiah Andrews of the Greenwood County Sheriff's Office, Mark Coletti of the Salina Police Department, Min Pham of the Kansas Bureau of Investigation, Jonah Rostetter of the Heston Police Department. Please join me in recognizing these students for their hard work as members of the 200-mile club. You may be seated. We would also like to recognize one individual for his exceptional hard work and the substantial number of miles he logged during his efforts in the 200-mile club. Jonah Rostetter of the Heston Police Department, please join me at the podium. Officer Rostetter completed 224.96 miles, just short of that 225. As a member of the 200-mile club, the most miles completed for this basic training class. You truly deserve this award. Officer Rostetter, this medal is awarded to you for completing the most miles as a member of the 200-mile club for the 293rd basic training class. Officer Coletti of the Salina Police Department, please join me at the podium. We will also recognize Officer KLETC for his efforts and hard work during the 200-mile club challenge. We are recognizing his efforts in making the greatest improvement in push-ups per minute, sit-ups per minute, and the mile-and-a-half run. Great job. Officer KLETC, this medal is awarded to you for being the most improved as a member of the 200-mile club for the 293rd basic training class. The Firearms Top Shooter Award recognizes a student officer from the 293rd basic training class for their firearms proficiency. Technical Special Agent Pham from the Kansas Bureau of Investigation, please join me at the podium. Technical Special Agent Pham showed great skill and proficiency during both the firearms qualification and during the tactical shooting drills. Shooting is a perishable skill and truly requires consistent effort to maintain your abilities, and you have shown how practice and effort pays off. Well done. Technical Special Agent Pham, this medal is awarded to you for being the top shot for the 293rd basic training class. It is now time for the class president for the 293rd basic training class to deliver a few brief remarks on behalf of the graduating class. Ladies and gentlemen, the 293rd basic training class president, Officer Daniel Harshbarger of the Rose Hill Police Department.
Good afternoon and welcome on behalf of the 293rd Basic Class of the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center. I want to thank everyone who is here with us to celebrate this day and those watching the live stream. 14 weeks, we made it. What a journey this has been. I think I speak for all of us, but when we walked through these doors on the first day, we had no idea what to expect. We all knew why we were here, and today we have completed phase 1 of our journey. I want to start by giving everyone a little rundown on the first day and week. 7:15 to 7:40 a.m., check-in and ID pictures. Everyone had to report to Classroom 1 at 7:45 a.m. As everyone walked in, we saw our names situated at a seat. Everyone looked sharp, all dressed up in our uniforms, probably the best we've looked while we were here except for today. At 7:45 a.m., our class coordinator, the ladies from Student Services, IT guys, and the associate director all came in. They all welcomed us and started the day. They didn't waste any time. Pressing on towards the end of the week, and wow, they gave us an overload of information in the first 5 days. Or as the instructors like to say, we feed you with a fire hose. We all felt a little overwhelmed by the end of our first week. The week started to go by faster and faster. Now here we all are. I'm sure all my classmates wish I'd wrap this speech up so we can get on the road, but not yet. I got another 20 minutes. Now on to the important stuff. To all the department heads who selected these individuals graduating with me today, you couldn't have done a better job of picking these ladies and gentlemen to serve your communities. To the KLETC admin and instructors, thank you for your support for the past 14 weeks. Without your knowledge, experience, and words of wisdom, we wouldn't be here today. It was appreciated how much you cared about each one of us and did everything you could to help us get to this point. We will never forget each one of you. With your help, we are now ready to go out and do the jobs to the safest of our abilities. To the role players, without your dedication and hard work, a lot of us wouldn't have any idea what to expect once out on the streets. You all had a wide range of experience and knowledge to share with us. You made the situations we were faced with as real as possible. You definitely helped lay the foundation for us to build upon on the streets. Thank you to the KLETC cleaning, maintenance, IT, and kitchen staff for your hard work in keeping this place running so we can all learn in a clean and safe environment and have 3 meals a day. I'm sure you sometimes feel like your work goes unnoticed. And if I missed anyone else, thank you as well. Mr. Tureen, our class coordinator, the man with the plan. I feel like we put this guy through a lot. He had many words of wisdom and a few other words for us. I feel like he went above and beyond. He worked hard for us, from late night text messages and phone calls to help deal with issues, to asking him if we could use the classroom to watch a big game. He came through on everything that was tasked to him. He helped make this experience a lot more enjoyable. He believed in all of us from day one. He would constantly encourage and tell us that we would do great. I don't think we could thank you enough for everything you have done in the past 14 weeks for all of us. So once again, thank you. Thank you to all the department heads, FTOs, and other officers who answered phone calls, questions, and gave advice or showed support for us since we were hired. Without your help, we would have had many more questions for our instructors. Today is not the last day of support you have for us, because now we enter our FTO programs. When we get back to our departments, we know a little bit more now than we did before we left. To all the families of everyone on this stage with me, thank you. You have all gone through a lot the past 14 weeks. Having given up your other half for 5 days at a time, dealing with the kids and other family matters while your other half was away is a massive task in itself. I want to say that your worries are over, but they are not. This profession that we have chosen is dangerous and has a lot of unknowns, but rewarding at the same time. And it requires a lot of mental focus to ensure we return home safe and provide the best service we can. So, I ask you to continue showing the same support you have shown every day for the past 14 weeks. We may come home and not want to talk about our day due to something we had to deal with. Don't press or push. Just let them know that you are there for them and proud of what they do. I encourage all families to set boundaries with what and when things will be discussed about what we have done at work. In this family, no one fights alone. So we all are family now, not just the ones on stage with me today, but also, I lost my place. There we are. But also your spouse, children, coworkers, and everyone in this room. We all have each other's backs. This is the biggest and best family you could ever ask to be a part of. So never hesitate to ask someone in your new family for help, or be afraid to call and talk with someone. That goes for wives, husbands, girlfriends, boyfriends, and children's. We all look after each other and take care of our own. Now to my classmates. This experience without all of you wouldn't have been incredible. I wouldn't want to go through this with anyone else. From day one, we all seemed to bond right out the gate. Everyone came from somewhere different and had a diverse background. We all brought our knowledge and opinions, which made us great in our own ways. We grew together over the past 14 weeks. We have all created everlasting bonds with each other. From late night studying to our nights off campus getting a bite to eat, none of us could have done this without each other. We were a team, all wanting and looking for the same outcome of getting through these 14 weeks and getting back on the streets of our towns, cities, and counties. We all want to get out and try to help change the world's opinion on the job we do. We want to go help someone in need, make a child smile because they see us in our patrol car, and serve our community with integrity by doing what is right. I ask each one of my classmates to remember the oath we've said every morning and will take on this stage today. It is more than just something we've said every morning. It's a solemn promise we've made to our communities and citizens that we protect. For each one, for we are the ones that are looked up to and watched by the eyes of the world. I leave the 293rd with this. Inside you, there was a calling to serve others, and you choose to pursue that. Today, as you graduate and go out to use the skills you have learned, You will be tested and challenged. You've chosen a life that few can understand, with the reward of making a difference. Author was unknown. In closing, thank you to all the 293rd class for making the last 14 weeks something we remember for years to come. I would be proud to have any one of you back me up on the streets. And remember, always do the right thing, serve with integrity, and be the best police officer, sheriff, deputy, and KBI agent you can be. On behalf of the 293rd Basic Class, thank you for being here with us today.
It is my pleasure on behalf of the KLETC administration and staff to present you with this plaque in appreciation and recognition for being the 293rd Basic Training Class President. Congratulations. During the time of classes at KLETC, they are encouraged to complete a service project to help the community. Following the tornadoes that struck communities across southeast Kansas on April 29th, the 293rd Basic Training Class wanted to find a way to immediately help those impacted. In law enforcement, we know that we are one natural disaster away from all working in the same jurisdiction to assist the citizens and fellow officers in that area. Since the student officers were still in their training, they found another way to help through donations, raising over $400 to donate to the United Way of the Plains. This project is an example of the community-first approach these officers have shown throughout their time here at KLETC and will bring back to the citizens that they serve. The 293rd Basic Training Class, thank you for donating to this cause to help those impacted. In law enforcement, ethics is at the forefront of training and our profession. The law enforcement oath of office affirmation is a constant reminder for the importance of always doing the right thing. This is something we've discussed in depth during your time here at KLETC. The ultimate purpose of law enforcement is public service. A law enforcement officer assumes a great responsibility when they affirm the oath of office. They have entered the position of being role models, leading by example. They are enforcers of the law and protectors over our community. I'll now ask Class President, Officer Daniel Harshbarger, to lead the class in reciting the Law Enforcement Oath of Office affirmation. Class 293, please be seated. In a few moments, you'll be presented with a challenge coin. A challenge coin is symbolic and meaningful and given to someone as a reminder for what they have done or to confirm membership in an organization. This coin today will recognize you as a graduate of KLETC. I ask that you carry it with you as a reminder of the lessons learned and the friendships forged throughout your time here at KLETC. On the back of this coin is the oath that each of you affirmed moments ago. Carry it with you and let it be a constant reminder to always do the right thing. Graduates, it's been my honor and distinct pleasure to be your class coordinator and a small part of your journey. I wish you nothing but success and happiness in the future. I will now ask KLETC Associate Director Alvin Sowers to join me on stage to present the members of the 293rd Basic Training Class with their certificates, while I present each of you with a KLETC challenge coin. Class President Daniel Harshbarger will announce the names.
Front row, please stand. Cole Allen of the Franklin County Sheriff's Office. Jeremiah Andrews of the Greenwood County Sheriff's Office. Wolfgang Bell of the Saline County Sheriff's Office. Samuel Cato of the Concordia Police Department. Garrison Cobb of the Hoisington Police Department. Mark Coletti of the Salina Police Department. Lucas Coulter of the Colby Police Department. Lucas Dunbar of the Hutchinson Police Department. Front row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Second row, please stand up. William Intrican of the Horton Police Department. Amy Irwin of the Wyandotte County Sheriff's Office. Robert Howe of the Osborne Police Department. Brian Jung of the Franklin County Sheriff's Office. John Loebner of the Wyandotte County Sheriff's Office. Jacob McCoy of the El Dorado Police Department. Emma Mooney of the Great Bend Police Department. Second row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Third row, please stand. Jesse Knoll of the Atchison County Sheriff's Office. Min Pham of the Kansas Bureau of Investigation. Salvador Ramirez of the Rooks County Sheriff's Office. Oscar Rivera of the Dodge City Police Department. Jonah Rostetter of the Heston Police Department. Ooh. Skipped a line. Virgil Ricks of the Atchison County Sheriff's Office. Austin Welch of the Dodge City Police Department. Carson Wolf of the Phillips County Sheriff's Office.
And Daniel Harshberger from the Rose Hill Police Department. Third row, you can return to your seats. Third row, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen of the audience and the family members, thank you so much for coming. It means a lot to these folks for them to come and show you the work that they put in over the last 14 weeks. And trust me, they are dedicated to their families, and we do nothing but promote families come first. So I want you to bless them for being here and putting up with the training. And now, classmates, you need to bless your families for them doing all the work while you were gone. I also like to thank the departments and administrators that are here. Again, we love the support, and thank you so much. I would ask the 293rd to please stand. On behalf of Director Beck, I hereby certify that all the members of the 293rd have completed the requirements to be a basic training officer and be an officer in the state of Kansas. Ladies and gentlemen, the words they've been waiting 14 weeks to hear. Class dismissed.